Okay, this show is clean. I like the art style. Oh yeah, nah, he's definitely dead. I thought he was the main character. I guess not. Aliens? Nah, that's crazy. There's ghosts and...
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the...
Oh, originally I had planned on talking about Dandadan and how absolutely incredible this anime is so far. But I saw that a lot of people were upset about this really weird scene from episode 1 of the anime. Japan is very well known for their questionable ethics surrounding this kind of thing, and at times it can be tasteful, I guess, or it makes sense in context of the story, sometimes, kinda, sorta. This is just honestly annoying. There's this thing where almost every anime or manga has to have some sort of damsel in distress scene, and at this point it is so unbelievably played out. It's not even funny, but let me give you an example. I know everyone and their ancestors have talked about this girl from Fire Force. If I didn't include this, I would have never heard the end of it. So here we go. This is Tamaki Kotatsu. She pretty cool, you know, she turns into a cat with her fire powers and she can fight really well. And see, the issue people seem to have with this Lucky Lecher gimmick of hers is that it happens at the absolute worst possible moment. As if there is a good moment in a show about people trying to burn each other alive. If you watch Soul Eater, you know that this author is an absolute freakazoid, so I'm not surprised with Fire Force, to be honest. And I'm not gonna lie, the sheer amount of fan service in these two shows, it does make it a little hard to recommend it without seeming like a weirdo. Hard to ignore fan service when it happens every 12.5 seconds, and if you think I'm exaggerating, it's because I am. There's still a lot of it though. Besides that, these are both great shows. Oh boy. I'm aware that shonen anime is gonna have its moments, but there are times where it doesn't even make sense to include a character like this in your story. This kid is straight up predatory. I don't know if it's supposed to be cute or funny because he's a kid, but it's just bad. My Hero Academia seems pretty tame with the fan service until you get to the obligatory bath scene. They do it to attract the young male fans. But doesn't that seem kind of strange? A little bit? Nah, for real, I need to know. Is it just me that finds this kind of thing disturbing? The shows are marketed to young boys, and they feature characters close to the presumed age of the reader and make them look like that. I get that this is the stuff that sells, but at some point it really does get old seeing it in almost every anime. I mean, we could chalk it up to cultural differences, but that doesn't make it any less strange. I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. The thing is, fan service isn't always about the female characters turning into a bag of jello and wobbling across the screen. Sometimes it's a cool moment or a callback to other parts of the show. And sometimes... intrusive, but all this pain is inclusive. Put my self-image in the two senses and sonically abused. These animators knew exactly what they were doing. Spoilers, spoiler alert. So I watched season 2 with my girlfriend, and I was clenching my fists watching this scene. This man did not look like that in the manga. She talking about Nanami's my favorite character. I said, oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I can't wait to see him in season 3. But for real though, JJK fan service is pretty tame. And even though it's shonen, JJK is definitely marketed to a more mature audience, seeing as the themes are so dark. But Gege doesn't take that opportunity to make their manga a freak off with the characters running around half naked. The animators know that people love these characters, so they play it to their strengths and make them look even cooler. See, this is good fan service. Even the beach episode was relevant to the plot. Both of them. But this is terrible. See, I like Dress Up Darling. I thought it was a cuter romance story about being yourself, finding someone who shares your passion. And yes, this is a romance anime. These are two high schoolers doing their thing. But why do we need stuff like this? Marion is such a cool character, and her interactions with Gojo, not that one, are what made me really enjoy this anime. But come on, bro, y'all are doing entirely too much. Don't even get me started on the scene when they were in the Love Hotel. But I instantly dropped the show after that garbage. I don't mind the tension, especially in a romance anime, but this ain't tension though. This looks like it belongs on a totally different type of website. Which brings me back to this scene. The problem is that this is a manga which has then been created into an anime. meaning that someone had to think about putting this 15-year-old girl in this position and draw it. You can say I'm looking too deep into it. After all, you know, she's not real, she's a drawing, sure, but none of these stories and none of these characters are real. The emotions they make you feel are real though. If you ever laughed, cried, or even smiled while experiencing a story, that was real. So it makes me ask myself this question: what was the emotion they wanted me to feel while watching this? Fear? Because there's many other ways they could have done that. Distress? Maybe. Disgust? I don't know. But I think it's a lot more intentional from the creators, editors, or whoever to just add this shock value stuff to these shows to get us talking about it. And I'm tired of it, bro. The worst part about it though is that it works. People are talking about how weird Dandadan is and how that scene shouldn't have been included. And it all just brings more attention to the story itself. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just sharing my opinion. All I ask is that you stay aware while you're consuming this media and don't let things like this become the norm, because this is not normal. This should never be normal. It did its job by shocking us, but that doesn't mean that every story needs to include a scene like that just to get more attention. Speaking of getting more attention, I want to thank you guys for joining the Discord server. So many new people in there. We're really building our own community, and it's just amazing to experience. Very special thanks to all the Patreon members, Gwen, Biomon, Jonathan, and everyone else who joined for free. I want to start posting more on there, but hey, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what y'all want to see. So y'all gonna have to let me know. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you made it this far, let me get a cherry emoji in the comments. I think that's it. Subscribe if you want to hear me talk about your next favorite.
Come on, get going. Time's wasting.
Subscribe if you want to hear me talk about your next favorite anime. And with that, I'm out of here, man.